To me, I guess I think about grounding my practice, my teaching and learning in a pedagogies of care and love. So really that's the base upon which we engage in the work. I think if we're not taking care of ourselves or we're not in a good space, it's really hard to enter into, into a classroom. I think we're all like profoundly impacted by what's happening. And I feel like the need for community and being kind of overt on creating that space digitally has really come to the fore in terms of how I'm hearing and listening to my students. And just what I hear shared with us through our chairs and the provost's office, like students are really like, hello, don't bury us in papers and readings. So I'm paying attention to that. And I'm also hearing conversations on Twitter through different pedagogy groups and academics, sharing out what students are saying. So so I'm paying attention to that in terms of how I'm designing my classes. The other thing is right before this all happened last March, I remember walking into my classroom for one of my classes, artistic development, and I just looked at everyone in the room and it seemed like everybody was like breathing really shallow and like stressed out. And I just thought, this has to change. We shouldn't be having to come into an educational space and be like looking at our watches and thinking about our 3 jobs. And so in some ways, what's happening for some of us, even with the pressures of the pandemic, it has provided a different kind of space to do our work in if we're lucky enough to be able to, stay at home and be safe.